Champions Trophy is just some weeks away, but every day only brings in more drama, getting the excitement levels high and the nerves on tenterhooks. The one controversy that is gaining momentum now is that South Africa has joined in on the call to boycott Afghanistan, putting all the pressure right back onto the ICC to take action. Now, Afghanistan men's cricket team has had a phenomenal last 1 year. They punched above their weight, particularly in ICC events. They impressed everyone with their fighting spirit at the ODI World Cup in 2023. That's how they managed to qualify for the Champions Trophy in 2025. The top 8 teams play each other at the Champions Trophy. In fact, that's how they just about made it. But those smiles, those cheers and all of that you witnessed just some moments back may die down because trouble is brewing for the Afghan cricket team. It started some days ago when around 160 politicians in England got together and sent a strong petition to the ECB, the England and Wales Cricket Board, to take a stand at the Champions Trophy and boycott the game against Afghanistan. The matter even got the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, to weigh in.
The ICC should clearly deliver on their own rules and make sure that they're supporting women's cricket as the ECB do. The erosion of women's and girls' rights by the Taliban is clearly appalling. We'll work with the ECB on this issue.
But the ECB gave a measured response, saying that they alone could not take this call as it is an ICC event. The directive has to come from the International Cricket Council. And now, of course, joining in on the anti-Afghanistan sentiment and noise is a country that knows what it feels like to be ostracized and sidelined: South Africa.
Public support for a boycott was a position that I feel morally bound to support, despite the complications of Afghanistan's recent and tragic history. It is not for me to make the final decision on whether South Africa should honour cricketing fixture against Afghanistan. If it was my decision, then it certainly would not happen.
A country that has witnessed apartheid, a country that fought apartheid, recognizes the oppression that women in Afghanistan are being subjected to. So they, for one, do not wish to play any team that represents Afghanistan.
As a man who comes from a race that was not allowed equal access to sporting opportunities during apartheid, it would be hypocritical to look the other way today when the same is being done towards women.
So what does the format look like when it comes to the Champions Trophy? Now, it's quite simple. The teams are divided into 2 groups of 4 because there are top 8 teams there. One group has India, New Zealand, Pakistan and of course Bangladesh. And the other group has Afghanistan, Australia, England, South Africa. They play each other and needless to say, the top 2 make it to the semi-finals. And then of course, you've got the finals. This is exactly how it plays out. Now, you want to know what's interesting in this grouping is that all 3 countries that have been grouped alongside Afghanistan have by now showed their displeasure and dissent in wanting to play Afghanistan in some form or the other. England, we just said that through their politicians. South Africa right now have also voiced their concerns through their sports minister. And of course, starting it off was Australia. They, in fact, were the first to really put their foot down when it came to entertaining Afghanistan men's cricket team. Cricket Australia, who prides in equality, especially in sport, refused to play Afghanistan in bilateral series not once, but twice. That, of course, sparked massive outrage. It created quite a few fallouts and repercussions. Rashid Khan, the star player of Afghanistan, refused to play the Big Bash League over in Australia. Certain critics, of course, also ended up calling Australia hypocrites. They said that the country still played Afghanistan at the ODI World Cup, in fact producing a scintillating match that went down to the wire, one of the best encounters in the tournament itself. But the matter is now firmly in the corridors of the ICC or the International Cricket Council. The job of a governing body is to ensure equal opportunity and fairness to all. That's why they survey and supervise the running of the sport. The laws and the rules in the ICC clearly states that the sport has to be played by all, in this case, men and women. Any country that has failed to uphold this has gone against the ICC, gone against the rule of the sport. Will more voices come out now against Afghanistan, and will the ICC be forced to take note of the growing unrest or even address it? Watch this space for more.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.